Kol Haloyim, La Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rohakodash, Shalom, Shinyukabad, Gadwala Rakab, Zikun Nawa, Ba'ath, Shalom, Rakabayim, Labaka, Yanyum, Shal, Yasharala, Shalom. I'd like to begin with the reading of the second chapter of St. Matthew's, and I will add some commentary from this particular book right here, and discussing a short term of the wise men. It's a great breakdown about what you're about to hear. Adawan Ratazah. Now, when Yahawashi was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men from the east to Jerusalem. Now, going back to the Zondervan Pictorial Bible Dictionary, it gets into what the wise men were. Wise men. This name is often applied to men of understanding and skill in ordinary affairs. Proverbs 1 and 5, Job 15 and 2, Psalm 49 and 10, Ecclesiastes 2 and 4, 1 Corinthians 1:26, and 1 Corinthians 10 and 15, James 3 and 13. And it goes on to say, Solomon superlatively, 1 King 2 and 9, 1 King 5 and 7. Go on to 2 Chronicles 2 and 12. There are wise ladies, going back to Judges 5 and 29, or court women, as to 2 Samuel book 20, Salakia, book 14 and 2, and also 20 and 16. In a more specialized sense in Yasharala, the builders of the tabernacle, Exodus 34 and 8, the leaders of the tribe, Deuteronomy 1 and 13, and verse 15. Wise, understanding, experience, older men came to be recognized as a distinct class, widely esteemed by the discerning. In heathen nations, the wise men grouped and identified as magicians, sorcerers, enchanters, astrologers. Chaldeans appear in Egypt, Genesis 4:41 and 8, Genesis 41 and 8, Exodus 7:11. These men knew the times, going back to Haman's friends. The wise men of Matthew 2, verse 1 through 16. The Magi are shadowy figures except for this one incident. Magoi originally referred to Median priestly caste in Persia, who were both religious leaders and philosophical teachers. While this meaning continued throughout Greek history, the word developed further meaning any possessors of supernatural knowledge and power. From this descent of magician was easy, and hence to the deceiver, still with a religious reference. This development was aided by a confusion of the word magos, borrowed from Persian with another Greek word, maganon, always associated with charms and sorceries. Among the Jews, the rabbinic literature applies to the name to both magicians and Persian priests. And it goes on for a little bit further, but you get the point that they were Persian magi's, or that is a group of men who possess supernatural powers. Now, because they're not, well, it appears that they're not of our nation, we have to count them as heathens with supernatural powers. Everybody has supernatural powers. It's just a matter of who has it and who can it help. But because it's prevalent in our book, in St. Matthew's, verse 2, saying, "Where is he that is born of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and are come to worship him." When Herod the king heard these things, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem was with him. Verse 4, "And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he demanded of them where Hamashiach should be born. And they said unto him, in Bethlehem of Judea, for it is written by the prophet." Verse 6, "And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Yasharallah." Verse 7, "Then Herod, who had privily called the wise men, inquired of them diligently what time the star appeared." Verse 8, "And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search diligently for the young child, and when you have found him, bring me word again, that I may come and worship him also." Verse 9, "When they had heard the king, they departed, and lo, the star, which they saw in the east, went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was." Verse 10, "When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly joy." Verse 11, "When they come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary and his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And they had opened their treasures, presented unto him gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed their own country another way." Verse 13, "When they were departed, behold, the angel of the Most High appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him." Verse 14, "When he rose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed into Egypt." Verse 15, "And there was until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Most High by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son." Verse 16, "Then Herod, when he saw he was mocked of the wise men, he exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coasts thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he diligently inquired of the wise men." Verse 17, "Then was fulfilled that which was spoken by Jeremiah the prophet, saying," verse 18, "In Ramah there was a voice heard lamentations and weeping and great mourning. Rachel weeping for her children, and would not be comforted because they are not. Verse 19. When Herod was dead, behold, an angel of the Most High appeareth in a dream to Joseph in Egypt. Verse 20, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother, and go into the land of Yasharallah, for they are dead which sought the young child's life. Verse 21, and he rose and took the young child and the mother and came into the land of Yasharallah. Verse 22, when he heard that Archelaus did reign in Judea in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go hither. Notwithstanding, being warned of Most High in a dream, he returned aside in parts of Galilee. Verse 23, and he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, which might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophets, he should be called a Nazarene. Now, I have precepts according to each verse. In chapter 2, verse 2, Luke 2 and 6, chapter 2, verse 6, Micah 5 and 9, and John 7:41. In verse 8, in chapter 2, verse 15. And also verse 17, as Jeremiah 31 and 15. And that's enough of the precepts that I found. I hope that this reading you can find helpful in your way of living, because Passover will be here. We celebrate Passover March 23rd, 2024, for about a week. And I was inspired to read Matthew and really get comfortable knowing what the Passover is and why is it important to us. So I would say tune in next time for Matthew book 3, whereas that the precepts gets a little bit more inviting and more deeper than ever before. And as I meditate on these scriptures, I hope you as well do so. And that concludes the end of this reading. I am Brother Anaba Ban YAHAWAH Ban Yasharallah of the DC Main Camp. Shalom.